Thank you for clicking on this video. It's a beautiful October afternoon. Almost the end of October, and it's really sunny and bright and beautiful outside. And today I have a bag full of books, thrifted books. These books were thrifted about some time ago, maybe springtime, but I wanted to show them to you first. Most of these I did not get to read yet. All of these were 25 cents from a local thrift store. And so here we go. I have some drink with me here. It's a mix of kind of a diluted coffee and milk because I cannot drink coffee. And a little pastry. Okay, so most of these books are nonfiction and just a few fiction books. And these might not be all of them because I might have put some away and I don't remember exactly, but here are the books that I do have in my bag. So here is one. This is Biography and Autobiography by Mike and Haley Jones. At any cost, overcoming every obstacle to bring your children home. And this is their story of adoption of 8 siblings from Sierra Leone. Yeah, I have not read this yet, and I think it would be an interesting read for people who are interested in adoption. The next book is by Francis Chan, Forgotten God, a reversing your tragic neglect of the Holy Spirit. And this is a Christian living and spiritual growth book. I have not read any of Francis Chan's books, but I've heard some of his preaching. Another one, Charles Swindoll, Improving Your Serve. This is an older copy of this book, The Art of Unselfish Living. I have not read anything by Charles Swindoll, but he is a rather well-known preacher. That's pretty much all I can say. Next is this one. Her Name is Woman by Jan Carson. And this is book number 2. I think that I might have a book, the first book by her, but I'm not sure. This looks like just a book on different women from the Bible. There are women from the New Testament and the Old Testament, and it looks like my battery is about to die, so I might not be able to finish this video. So just a few page chapters on different women from the Bible and the lessons they teach us. Next, More Hours in My Day by Emily Barnes. I think I have a book by her on like how to make a home, and this just basically self-help book, how to turn a total mess into time-saving and stress-reducing total rest. Okay, next book is How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. This is also another one of those self-help books. I listened to an audiobook by him, and he is a very encouraging person in the area of self-growth, how to be successful and in social life and other aspects. Next, Hearts of Fire. This is by Voice of the Martyrs. This book is about 8 women in the underground church and their stories of costly faith. I have a few copies, or had a few copies of this book, and I gave some away, but I have not read them yet, but I'm sure they're worth reading. This is a book by one of my favorite heroes of faith, Corrie ten Boom, and this is Tramp for the Lord, the sequel to The Hiding Place. I read The Hiding Place, but have not read this one yet. And this is also an older copy of this book, which I'm sure will be good, as all of her other books are good. Okay, this one is a biography of Jana. She was aborted and lived to tell about it, by Jessica Shaver. So this is published by Focus on the Family. One interesting story, I would think. Very unusual and just worth reading. Okay, I will try to get all to show you the nonfiction books first, kind of have it organized that way first. Okay, the next one. I'm trying to hurry because I don't want the battery to die on me. This one. What Happens When Young Women Say Yes to God, and this is by Lisa Turkhurst and Hope Turkhurst-Hauser. Embracing God's Amazing Adventure for You. These are new authors to me, although I did hear a lot about their books. Next, Feminine Appeal by Carolyn Maheny. 7 Virtues of a Godly Wife and Mother. Pleasure of Purity, Honor of Working at Home, Rewards of Kindness, The Beauty of Submission, Blessing of Loving My Children, and Delight of Loving My Husband. These are some of the chapters of this book. Okay, this one just makes me happy. This is The Art of Romantic Living, Simple Touches to Enhance Everyday Life by Susan Wales. It does not have any photos, but it's just one of those cozy and just really inspiring books. It talks on planting a romantic garden, making your home a loving haven, setting the mood for romance with lightning, that would be extreme, lighting and mirrors, filling your home with intoxicating fragrances, choosing fabric, linens, and clothing to enhance the aura of romance. Just one of those inspiring books. Talks about all these feminine things like planting a garden, flowers, and teacups, I'm sure. Okay, I am so not prepared for this video because my card is full now and I don't know if it's even gonna work out. But okay, let's do this. Here's another book. Craving Connection, 30 Challenges for Real Life Encouragement. So this is a book on connecting with God more deeply, connecting with friends more purposefully, connecting with community more intentionally. And it's a beautifully designed book. Next one, Hind's Feet on High Places by Hannah Hurnard. I started an audiobook, but it was so good that I decided to read it. I didn't fully listen to it because I thought I prefer reading it first. Another book, A Woman's Guide to Simpler Life, and it's one of those beautiful, inspiring books as well. There are chapters on simplicity, simplifying our inner life, simplifying our ornamental life, our domestic Hello again. It's a beautiful November afternoon and it's raining today, not as sunny today. So in this video I wanted to continue showing the books that I thrifted a while ago. Okay, this book might be a little bit dark in a way. This is Carla Faye Tucker Set Free by Linda Strom, and this is the story of life and faith on death row. She was a criminal and she was imprisoned. I'm not sure what her crime was. It might have been murder. Yes, she committed a brutal murder that horrified the nation. Her death row transformation captured the world's attention. Her execution is a part of history. And it says, every book should read this book. They will never be the same. So I was a little bit hesitant picking up this book and looked up some reviews online, and it said that this book is worth reading. It was very deep, basically worth reading. So I don't know, I'll see what it's about and if I actually will get to reading it. Now, I hope it's not getting too dark because it's raining hard outside. Can you hear the rain? It's so cozy. I love autumn rains. Some people don't like rain when it rains so much, but I love it. It makes it so cozy. This one is a classic by E.M. Bounds, Power Through Prayer. E.M. Bounds lived through 1835 to 1930, and he had tremendous impact on Christians throughout his life, both through his preaching and writing and through the silent testimony of his life. So this is a really thin, short read. This one is a little bit more random, but this is a New Testament in crossword puzzles. I'm not a crossword person. I have not done crosswords in ever. So I think just thought it would be good to have. Maybe I'll try doing them and maybe do them with friends or something like that. Okay, here's one of the books that I really, really love, and they just make my heart so happy. If Teacups Could Talk. I have a few of these books. I'm not sure if I have this one, but I just love looking through them. They're just such beautiful books. It's so cozy. I think such books can be just looked through and read through when friends come over and when for your cup of tea. Just look at this. This is just so beautiful. These books inspire me and just make me dream. Okay, so that was all for nonfiction, but I might have a few that kind of got put away somewhere else and are in a different stack. But here are my 4 fiction finds. This one is a hardcover Homespun Harvest by Robert Elmer, and this looks such like a perfect autumn read with the apple pie or pumpkin pie. Should I read the summary for you? I could. Okay, so
with the holidays drawing near, Charlotte is starting to feel the pinch of having 3 extra mouths to feed. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and a cooking demonstration Plus, a little nudging from her good friends inspires Charlotte to start a pie baking business to bring in some extra income during this busy time of year. She recruits her grandkids to help, hoping to pass on the family's recipes as well as their traditions. But when her business takes off, the whole thing becomes bigger than what any of them ever imagined or wanted. Meanwhile, Sam is pining for a car. Emily is on a campaign to improve the food served at Bedford High. And Christopher befriends a lonely outsider whose one mistake leads to a life and death situation. In the midst of so many trials, will Charlotte be able to maintain a spirit of thankfulness? Will she even have anything to be thankful for?
I don't know if this is a Christian book, but I'll see. This one by Kathy Mary Hake, Serendipity. This is a Christian fiction book.
The only remaining woman in Carver's Holler, Maggie Rose, has cared for a ragtag of old men for years, bartering for a living and making soaps, lotions, and perfumes from a special rose recipe passed down for generations. She hasn't wanted to marry, at least that's what she thought. But when a strapping young man arrives on Maggie's doorstep, searching for a doctor for his ailing mother, life suddenly changes for a dark-haired beauty. Todd Balmer is in a desperate situation. His mother needs a caretaker, and he's barely hanging on to his Texas farm. Maggie seems to be an obvious solution. She can cook, care for Ma, tend his house while he works the fields. And she's comely as well. But instant attraction does not a marriage make. As a clash of cultures and a battle of wills ensues, is there any hope that true love will blossom between a free-spirited woman and her uncompromising husband?
Sounds like an interesting read. This one is one from the Love Line 2 series, Love Line 2 in Lonesome Prairie, Montana. Also looks like a fall, autumn type of read. This is by Tricia Goyer and Oceana Flays.
Julia Kavanaugh, who has never left New York, but in 1889 the young woman rides the orphan train west to deliver the girls in her care to new families. After Julia's final stop in Montana, she plans to kick the dust of her heels and head straight back east. But upon arriving in the remote town of Lonesome Prairie, she learns to her horror that she is also supposed to be delivered into the hands of an uncouth miner who carries a bill of purchase for his new bride. Julie turns to a respected circuit preacher to protect her from marriage, but with no return fare, no home, and few friends, her options are bleak. What is God's plan for a lonely woman stranded in the middle of the vast Montana prairie?
That is some frightening situation to end up in. Okay, excuse this book cover, because I do not like owning books with these type of covers. I was just a little bit questioning whether this book is Christian or not, but from what it sounds like, it is written by Mary Lou Tyndall, Raven Saint, and this is a book on
a bitter French mercenary who has written off God and a self-righteous prude determined to change him. When Grace Westcott is kidnapped by a French mercenary, tossed aboard his ship and told she will be sold to a Spanish don, she can't imagine what she did to deserve such a fate. She had spent her entire life serving God and helping the poor, believing she's been sent to preach to the vile captain and his crew. Grace's attempts are rewarded with mockery. When her situation grows worse, she is forced to face her own weaknesses. But she isn't prepared to face her biggest weakness of all, falling in love with the nefarious Captain Rave Du Bois. Captain Rave Du Bois hates nothing more than a religious snobbery. Fleeing a home of abuse and betrayal by a self-righteous father, he became a mercenary, willing to do any job, no matter how vile, in order to amass the fortune he needs to build a hospital in his hometown of Port de Paix. That is, until he meets the saintly Miss Grace Westcott, who continually berates his every move. Kidnapping, betrayal, sorceries, and dangers on sea and land continually threaten to devour Grace as she searches for God's purpose in the madness. But what if that purpose is not to redeem the wicked Captain Rafe Du Bois, but to change her own prideful heart?
So all of these authors are new to me. I haven't read any books written by any of these authors, so I'll see if I actually get to reading them. So that is it for my book haul, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope maybe you saw some books that you'd like to find and read, or if you did read any of these books and you saw some favorites, you can comment down below and let me know, and maybe I'll get to them sooner. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.